Some point in the game, a poll will show up. You only have until the timer runs out to comment your prediction with the hashtag SmartPowersMPLS12. One lucky commenter who guesses correctly will be winning a redeemable in-game code. Remember to keep an eye out. It happens quite fast, ultra fast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening match here, day number 3 for this week 1. It's APBren and RSG Philippines.
Wow. At this point, there's 2 members down already. We are seeing Aqua and Nats rotating quicker down bottom for the EXP. I think this has been a factor from all of our focus today from the interview. It's the EXP lane. It's all about the backline and it's all about the ambush. I think that's one thing that they also need to consider on how will that momentum go for the XP laner of APBren.
Well, we talk about XP lane. Look at gold lane, however. Eman already forcing the Irithel out of the gold lane again. This Bruno is just, disgustingly good in the early stages of the game because of the damage output. And even though Irithel, some players would say that she has damage, again, she takes some time. And Bruno, he does not need time. He just needs Fatal, the tier 1 talent, and he also has tenacity. So even if you try to fight the Bruno, he's just going to be able to dish out more damage than you.
Yes. Yeah. I think at the same time, as you look at things kind of fall into place here, one of the biggest things is early pressure, and that's what they're kind of going for, poking back and forth for the most part. My biggest thing here in OSX, I know we both saw this just recently. We saw a Guinevere get picked up by a team, and it didn't work out too well out in Yash, right? So now I'm wondering if we see more of a success here in the hands of Irad.
In the early game, you would need an item to actually have an extra damage onto Poke on APBren. That is a big factor, and even to be a pseudo tank, as Midnight mentioned. That's an extra CC as well because of APBren. That's a hook coming from Ogwin. He caught Nats on half HP. Now with the pokes, we're looking at the turret now being targeted by Flapteasy, but on the other hand, Nats with the penalty zone flicker combo. But if you happen to miss the gush, Aqua responds with the burst. Flapteasy takes down Light. Few takes down Nats. That's 2 for APBren, and that is still Irad securing the first objective for RSG Philippines.
I was gonna say, APBren had a perfect understanding of how to control Turtle, and RSG, they wanted to go for a different route. They wanted to take down heroes in the mid lane, but they got punished for it. And Irad, however, getting the retribution, it's the 50-50 factor between these 2 junglers.
Okay. As they get that first objective, one of the biggest things here is momentum, right? APBren not only getting the 2 kills, but across from them giving up the turtle there in essence, right? Does that result in momentum in favor for APBren? The fact that the 2 kills also were spread, right? Spread across here. How does that go in their favor?
Gosh, you know what? APBren, as much as they love these two kills, they want to be able to put a lid on the Bruno. But at the same time as well, RSG, they just got ahead in terms of XP. So I think it favors RSG when they took out a turtle.
Ogwin with a good hook. Aqua responds with a flicker with a Mystic Gush, bursting everybody down. And that was 1. Kyle Teasy and Ogwin, that is 2. RSG with a response, and that's a forced out flicker to make use of that kill. And RSG eyeing 1 member up top, APBren here. Super Marco will be forced to back away. RSG with a 4-man rotation up top. Few response for reinforcement. APBren still holds the lane slowly and closely.
Okay, so the response from RSG Philippines, they get those couple kills. Wow, okay.
Wow.
They already get that flicker out from Flapteasy on top of it, right? All this building up into that next turtle here in just about 20 seconds. So it should be pretty even across the board for the most part. How they decide to approach it, that's what we have to see.
Well, speaking of scanning for Bumblebee's ultimate being used for defense against Nats, he really scared out of resource out of Flapteasy.
Yeah, RSG, they're just exhausting the resources out from APBren. And I do feel like, again, I had to go back to Nice's question earlier. APBren, as much as they love those 2 kills, it's not going to be enough because RSG, they just pulled ahead in terms of XP, and that's going to really matter for RSG because they are the ones who are going to be able to put a window in the mid game where they can abuse the Bruno.
Wow, life just flickered. No ultimate follow-up though. That's the jump. That's the knock. Kyle Easy secures the objective. Meanwhile, Flapteasy looking away to use his last insanity. Connecting on to a pixel for Nats. He still goes and flees for safety. But wow, look at this. Look at this. APBren going up top. Meanwhile, down bottom, Amon is just pushing. using the soccer ball and taking down one. That's the flicker. Oben gets the bite onto Nats, now being stunned. Followed up by Kyle Tease. That's the damage. Kyle Tease secures the kill. Nats falls down.
Wow. What a lot of exchanges there, and at the same time, that's what Bruno does, man. That's why teams have been really picking him up, right? This early on, even if you're not necessarily in these fights, again, Emon, he's just focusing on these turrets. He's a turret destroyer, right? And at some point, again, once he gets those 2 items, he's ready to pop off.
And you think APBren, again, would be happy with the trade? Like, sure, they lost Sour, but they were able to take out H on the side of the top lane. But APBren, they're sticking. Oh, hold on.
Wow, flicker by Few onto the knockup. Irad is used his ult for defense, but Irad right down falls from the hands of APBren. And the burst in exchange of 1 to 2. RSG looking away to have a chase for APBren though. Nats is securing one of a borderline for APBren, but RSG maintaining that clapback slowly 4 to 4 on the map.
Big pickups here for both teams when they need it. Now you're wondering, how does this transition for them, especially as we start to keep our eyes on that third turtle. There's Emon picking up the Berserker's Fury. Big power spike here.
Yeah, again, RSG, they are just forcing APBren into committing their resources, their spells, their skills. And meanwhile, Emon has just been farming the entire map. Again, APBren, they're winning some fights with Super Marco. He has been able to participate half of the fight that APBren has been able to break out. But they are sharing XP and gold, while Emon has been completely split off from RSG. And that, that just means he has more gold, he has more XP, he has more farm, and has effectively done more in the map compared to APBren.
APBren right now, Kyle Teasy having a good side for this objective. Meanwhile, Light has his flicker on and also has the ultimate. Will he be able to utilize a set for RSG Philippines? Now, who gets this? Kyle TC secures the objective. Light. Meanwhile, a knockup onto Light. There's no follow-up, but there's a Mystic Gush looking for a way to turn things around. But APBren is looking eyes on Nat here, dropping down HP. Few dropping low, got knocked up into Violet Creme. With the follow up RSG's burst, it's too much. Aqua takes down Few, and that's another one. Ogan falls down as well, but Flaptease is holding the line. But they need to give this up as of this one. But RSG with the push and a follow-up on that ultimate. On to Flaptease, pop the immortality. On the way to escape, flickers out for safety.
Wow. So this is okay. The whole nice sidestep there, able to avoid that hook, but you're seeing a lot of this kind of overlapping, right? Especially with the knockups, with the stuns. You've got a whole lot of tools here that RSG is utilizing, and that's what's kind of hard for APBren to deal with right now.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? RSG, we asked earlier if the Guinevere is going to be enough. RSG had a different answer. It doesn't need to be enough. It's just Light setting up the pacing of this game, dictating the entry points for APBren, forcibly using the flicker to, again, focus the attention on him. APBren is being baited into fighting this Edith, and meanwhile they just keep getting controlled by both Aqua and Irad. Aqua, by the way, has an Ice Queen wand, which does make APBren's movements like a living hell because they're slowed down. And add to that the insult of the injury of when you focus down on the Edith, there's a penalty zone.
Oh no, Few got caught up there by Light. Follow up from Irad, that's the final Requiem. And that is a secure kill for RSG. Meanwhile, Kalatis is looking for a way to turn one more. A hook coming from Ogan, a bite as well, connected to Light. The Mystic Gush with its penalty zone knocked from the back of APBren. This is too much. Burst and damage connecting onto the team fight, but Kyle TZ still not finding a way to secure a spot for him in the turret. That's a 4-man down for APBren and a free Lord for RSG Philippines.
Again, you know what's crazy? RSG, they're a very methodical team. I just said the way you fight is Light forcibly going in. They got a kill, and APBren, the hook landed. Unfortunately, it was on the Edith. He was able to use onward, but the follow-up was penalty zone on the back line.
Oh, that's too much.
Man, not only that, just, this is one of the great things and why I'm saying, too, Gord's been being picked up quite a bit.
That's
a lot
true.
of these low cooldown stuns that he's able to find, a lot of this is just building up for them, not to mention the way that they interact, right? We're talking even about the magic damage that's provided. And as that builds up, right, and as if one of them decides to get a Genius Wand and reduces some of that magic resistance a little bit more, as the game goes on, it gets tougher to deal with. And even true damage-wise, like that's part of it as well.
Light
can go in.
initiation from Light. He flickers out, uses the honor, the Primal Wrath now connecting with a critical chance and magic damage. Nats flickers out for safety. Lord pushing in mid. Kyle Tizzy looking for a way to clear this Lord faster, and they survive the wave. APBren trying to look for an avenue. Is this looking bad right now, Midnight, for APBren?
Well, it is, because RSG, they're just doing what they have been doing for the past 10 minutes. They keep on doing this light initiation thing, rinse and repeat, light with the flicker in, onward, and if they catch anybody, penalty zone immediately, and this does make a lot of room for Eman to just hit the heroes of APBren.
You know, it's crazy too, because we were talking about this when the first two picks were locked in, the Terizla as well as the Edith. And then I was like, well, this is kind of going towards, you know, that big beefy boy lineup. But then they locked in the Guinevere. She, you know, I'm not assuming it's a boy, right? It's Guinevere, but still part of that because they're building tank items. So you still essentially have the same idea here.
That is a concealed play. Irad trying to jump, knocking up two! Now with the burst follow-up of RSG. It's going to be devastating for APBren to respond. Getting him on one corner. APBren is forced to react, but right now Ogwen is not making the cut for damage. But that is a complete counter and a clapback. APBren responds. 3-man down for RSG.
All right. That was clean from Super Marco, man. That entry point, that was clutch. That was clean.
That was literally a Superman moment from the Irutho, effectively sandwiching RSG Philippines, and they got the perfect targets. They got Aqua, and they got Eman on the back line. And this is probably the downside of having this kind of strategy being employed by Light. When you go in, you don't have any protection on the back line, and Aqua and Eman was left to their own devices. And the damage output coming out from Irutho is also absurd in the late game in a way that when she jumps in, you die in under 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's just literally fast.
Yeah, ultra fast, if you will, right? And at this point, APBren has ensured themselves to not have this game slip out of their hands just yet. That's also another big item being picked up here for Super Marco, right? He just got the Malefic Roar.
Yep.
So now, again, you're in the situation, and even when you lock in this Bruna, you lock in this Gord here, your backline pressure, you have to really have your head on a swivel because of just how vulnerable you are to moments like that, right? Again, even if you missed a gush at the wrong time, and then you're forced to cancel it early, you lose a ton of that damage potential, you know, and that's one of the downsides here. Even previously, he didn't get to use the flicker, so now they try to set up for this Lord take. Either team could take this with how things have fallen into place. Both teams really packing the damage on both fronts, right? Not only that, but it looks like APBren wants to take the initiative here, forcing RSG to respond, and once again with placements, give them the upper hand to look for the angle to flank in.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, this is
The waiting game of this Lord Dance Midnight.
this is a Filipino Lord dance, by the way. Like, they just hold the Lord and look for, you know, openings.
The moment.
Yeah, look for the moment. Again, don't lose your cool. Chill, patience is a virtue.
Okay, they are going to zone out, though.
Few got caught in just by 3 members of RSG. Is this the angle that they're looking for? Light is going to conceal. And as well as Ogwen catches one. That is Nats. That is the follow. That is the burst. Nats in the penalty zone. Flickers out for safety. Now Eden Light are in trouble. Using the damage. Kyle TC will be the one to respond. But Super Mark is going to go out and have a way to flee this for safety. But RSG is looking for a way to chase. But Emma now is looking for a way to have a trade. But that is just a safe pass for Super Marco back to the base.
That positioning mistake from Few was crucial.
Yeah.
Like, again, they needed to just chill out, not give any information, but he wanted to clear the way. And when RG saw that, they were like, okay, if Few is here, let's go use the onward. But they're not done yet.
Oh, that hurt. That Mystic Gush with the onward light of the combo. The CC Super Marco now being bursted down. Irad secures a shutdown against APBren. Now Emon secures it with another kill, and that's 3 players down from APBren. Few trying to hold on for his life. Ogwen to the rescue. Oh, denied by his own passive. He is safe. RSG countering the possible pull.
I wanted to say ankle broke, but he broke the hook.
Oh, it's not still the end for Ogwen. He managed to hook Light, but that was just the wrong part.
Lord.
APBren now is looking for it to defend, but Ogwen is the only one left. and RSG Philippines secures game number 1.